is that the propellers that are used on these electric windows, they're breaking down and they need to be replaced. And they don't dissolve into our environment.
They don't break down.
They're filling up some of our landfills, and they're huge. What are we going to?
And so, and you're talking about batteries, and some of those batteries have toxins in them.
Yes, exactly. And what are we going to do with those? So I think that we have to really think about what we're doing, and we need to think about, okay, is this going to be? We might think that it's good for the environment right now, but what about 30 years in the future?
So you're talking about dotting your I's and crossing your T's.
Yes, exactly.
And making sure, checking all the rest of it.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Solar panels, I think that might be a good idea.
Okay. So you've been in Whittier for a while, for 28 years.
No, 18.
Oh, 18. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Okay. Back in 2000, because we used to have a lot of more cleaners around than we do today. And the city found out that from these cleaners we got a petrochlorinate that, I can't pronounce the whole name of it, it's a long one, but it was a toxin that was being spilled out, poured down the sewers by the cleaners, and it was leaching into the ground, and they found it got into the groundwater of one of the wells. Because Whittier has 2 wells that it gets its drinking water from. And their idea at that time was, instead of cleaning up the one well, they broke down the wall between the 2, and so that both would be contaminated. That way, instead of just one, which to me made no sense. What would you do about something like that?
I'll have to say that I believe the health and the welfare of our community is more important than I have no idea what the particularities of that particular incident are. This is news to me, truthfully.
Okay.
So I would have to say that I would think that it's more important to make sure that the welfare, that the health of our people in our community is more important. I think it's a good thing to make sure that it's to me that doesn't make sense. That kind of has me baffled.
The people that were on the council aren't on there anymore.
Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
so I think it's a terrible decision. I think
right.
It's awful. I mean, now we're only going to be half contaminated.
That's what they said. If we dilute it, it'll be only half contaminated. And then we won't have to do anything about it.
So now what? I mean, are we still drinking that half contaminated water? Is that where we're at right now?
I believe so, and they were supposed to put in some kind of filtering system. Hopefully they were able to do that, but I'm not sure though. But
wow.
I do know that they were working on some of the water facilities, so I think that was part of it though.
Well, that is awful. That is awful.
You didn't know that.
I really did not know that. I'll tell you what. I've been a homeschooling mom, and I've been very, very active in my church and things. And so, I've been more involved with helping people and that kind of thing. But so this is. I mean, I really hadn't had my nose much in politics until recently, when I really saw how badly things were going statewide
right.
and now citywide.
Right. So the next thing I wanted to ask you about, and I've asked the last couple of candidates also this. I don't know if you noticed, but there's been a lot of animosity between people in the community. There's 2 camps, especially on the homeless issue, where it's gotten to the point where there's so much animosity and vindictiveness that people are now calling names and they're demonizing people on the other side. How would you address that and bring those people together?
Well, I would like kind of first to know who is calling who what, because I really haven't, seen that myself. I do know that some people are really angry about the homeless problem because it's not affecting them, and then you have people in our district who feel that, they've had this problem for a long time and it hasn't been addressed until now. It's only affecting another side of the city, and now
that side of the city is trying to push them back over to this side.
Yes. So they're angry about that. Now, as far as who those two particular factions are, I really couldn't tell you. So all I know is that I want to, tackle the homeless issue myself, head on.
Okay. The reason I ask you that is because as a member of the council, you would have to get anything done, you would have to bring the two sides together eventually.
Well, I think I'm pretty good at bringing people together.
Okay.
I think one of my strengths is like I like to look at things from a common sense, reasonable point of view. How can we help the most people at the same time? I have kids, and so sometimes you want to take you see one person's side of an argument, and then you see the other person's side of the argument, and the likelihood is you're not going to make everybody 100% happy, but the
It
best
goes back
thing
to the
is
Reagan
to,
quote.
yes,
The worst thing you can do is to do nothing.
yes, but you have to try to bring the sides together, and I think using reason and letting people know that they're being heard, because often people, if they feel like their voice isn't being heard, that's when they get very angry.
You're the first one to bring that up, about making sure everyone gets heard.
Yes.
And I did hear you said that you would continue to knock on doors to keep people informed, and you would support forums and town halls,
Yes.
which I think is a great idea. In the same vein, but in a slightly different direction, as you know, we recently had an extremist group come to Whittier, Westboro the Baptists. I was in the military, and I went to some of the funerals I went to. They were there, and they were pretty vicious,
Nasty.
pretty nasty. That's an understatement. This group, however, was pretty small and tame. What I want to know is, would you, as a council member, support a resolution condemning violent extremism in all its forms?
Well, I don't think we've ever had a problem with violent extremism here in Whittier. And I think that under our Constitution and under our laws, I think that's pretty much already illegal, right? We shouldn't have violence. Why add more laws to it? Why add, all of this stuff? We just need to enforce our existing laws as we have them, I think. And with that, we do have a right to free speech, okay? But, and that's one of the wonderful things about our country is that everybody has the right to free speech, and we may not agree with everybody, but everybody has the right to be heard. Now, I don't truthfully understand what the motivation would be for somebody to come halfway across the country, right? Because they're halfway across the country, or maybe all the way on the other side of the country, to come to Whittier and to be hateful. I don't understand that. I don't know what the motivation would be for that. But I can say that, I don't agree with violence. I would completely stand against violence. But yeah, I think we already have laws in the books to take violence.
We know that you're opposed to violence,
Yes.
but are you also opposed to extremism?
Well, I'm opposed to, when you say extremism, does everyone have the right to free speech?
Okay.
So
basically, it's a matter of degree for you, like how far they would take their views.
right.
Because to me, extremism is I guess it goes back to you're willing to use violent force to impose your views or your way of life on someone else.
Right.
I guess that would be the type of extremism. Or you'd want to pass a law to impose your views on, kind of like imposing your religion by force of law.
Yes.
Would you be opposed to that?
I don't think that we should impose our beliefs on other people. That's what our Constitution is meant to protect people, to protect everybody here in the community. There are laws against certain types of speech. For example, you can't go into a crowded theater and yell fire, because that's an unprotected speech there.
And that's going to be the end of part
again.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.